What was your intentions working with Lucas today? What did you want to, emphasize today working with a special player like him?
Right. I mean, Lucas has an enormous ability to be able to get to the rim and finish, above the rim. So a lot of things that we worked on were just kind of emphasizing different angles and pacing to be able to get him into his mid-range shot, which is, definitely improved on, and obviously being able to get to the basket, work on a couple different finishes, along with the strength of just getting above the rim.
All the different things you guys worked on today, how do you think that will translate into the game for him during next season?
I think that Coach Donahue has a very unique offense where he allows his players to have a lot of freedom. So as long as Lucas is a very intelligent kid, so as long as he's playing the right way, understanding how to play off the ball, he'll find shots and he'll have a lot of success.
With a player that wants to be the best like he is and constantly searching for perfection, you can see he was getting frustrated with certain drills and the ball wasn't going in.
Yep.
What are you telling him and certain players that has the same mentality, through the workout when they're struggling or have some type of adversity?
The main thing is just focus on the controllable. So whether you make or miss your shots, that's not something that you can control, but you can control how you pick the ball up, you can control your pacing, you can control just the little micro details that ultimately lead to the makes and misses.
With a versatile player like, Lucas Monroe, how do you, formulate a workout where you can continue to work on his strengths, but work on, things you think he can improve on as well?
I mean, there are so many different things that Lucas can work with just because of how versatile of an athlete that he is. The main thing is understanding, like I said, the spots that he's going to be at next year where Coach Donahue wants them, and that's just getting that information from Lucas and being able to get him to his spots where he'll have the most success for next year.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That you're going into college and you're transitioning into Penn, how much are you in the gym nowadays?
All the time, every day, probably on a good day, twice a day. But as much time as I can get in there as possible. I want to get as much work in and get as good as I can before I get to college.
We talked about your improvement with your jump shot. How much shots are you getting up a day to continue to improve on your jump shot day in and day out?
A couple hundred at least. I hate going days where I'm not shooting because that means someone's getting better than me or someone's closing the gap on us. So I always call up one of the JV guys or one of the younger guys in the program will come up here. We'll rebound for each other, shoot. We each get up a couple hundred shots. Might go home for a couple hours, come back, do the same thing.
I seen you getting a little frustrated when the ball wasn't going in throughout the workout. How do you keep yourself locked in mentally to work through that adversity when you're not, everything's not going the way you want during the workout?
Just keep pushing forward. I mean, I get frustrated because I expect every shot to go in. I'm not a great shooter, but I just have confidence, so I want every shot to go in. So when it doesn't, it's annoying, but, you keep pushing forward and you keep shooting the same way, and, hopefully they fall.
With all your work and everything you've been working on, how do you see yourself transitioning to Penn and their programming system?
I think I'll do well. I think I can play, the 1 through the 4 pretty much, so they can plug me into different spots on the court. I think hopefully I can come in and play right away and make some kind of impact, even if it's not scoring, if it's just making plays for guys, rebounding, playing defense, whatever the case may be. I think I can, transition pretty well into the college level.